is finally in the game. This is a unit that everybody has been looking forward to for a very, very long while now. And honestly speaking, since using him, he's been nothing short of an amazing ultra unit on all the teams that I use him for. And I've had a lot of good matches off screen with this unit. So today we're going to do some post commentary based off of Ultra BROLY, and I hope that you guys will enjoy all the matches that are in this video. So with that being said, let's get into it.
Versus Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Ultra Instinct Goku, and Full Power Jiren.
So here we are in the first battle. So I lead off with Cooler just because I know if I have Cooler, that can have all Strike Arts cards, which could help. So I end up just rushing in because, in all honesty, he led off with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and I was not really too worried because, I mean, one, I'm surprised he's led off with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and if push really came down to shove, I could have just thrown in BROLY. So afterwards, he throws in Jiren and uses his special move. I throw in Gogeta because if I throw in BROLY, he would be able to take it, but something's telling me save it for later, like his cover changes. So I throw in BROLY, he ends up having Jiren. I manage to tackle and he vanishes and falls up with Ki Blast. Then continues his combo. I'm not tripping because, again, my unique gauge, if it fills, you know, you lose Vanish, you lose Ki, all that good stuff. And a Dragon Ball the first time. But anyway, he throws in Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I throw in Cooler. I managed to get some combos in. Of course, it's the first set of Strike Arts that I had, so I just turned my brain off and attacked. Eventually threw in UI Goku. Now, I'm actually not complaining about that because that's one of his cover changes gone. So if I get him a cover change one more time, then he's kind of just a sitting duck. Anyway, he manages to get me to vanish. I throw in Gogeta. Now I have Element Factor advantage, and I can pace myself if I really want to, but I force him to vanish. He throws in Jiren, and then afterwards I managed to follow up with BROLY. This is what I was waiting for, right? Because now with BROLY, it's like either Jiren dies or Goku dies. So I throw a Ki Blast, then I luckily was able to land another Strike Arts, and then afterwards I throw out my ultimate attack because I know for a fact either Jiren is dead or Goku is dead. So this does a lot of damage. It doesn't kill, but Jiren faints, and I get a special move card afterwards. So I throw out the special move, that wipes out Jiren. Now I don't have to worry about endurance to that degree, unless, you know, it's, you know, Ultra Instant Goku. Anyway, so I end up comboing Super Saiyan 3 Goku with BROLY. He ends up dying. I don't know what he was expecting. Anyway, the opponent tackles me. I swap to Gogeta quickly because I don't want to keep BROLY in at that moment. But afterwards, I catch him on sidestep, him with Strike Arts, and then the opponent forfeits. So, yeah, just the sheer fact that we were able to, one, land the ultimate attack on Jiren, which actually helped out a lot because, again, it was either Rising Rush, then he gets Endurance, or UI Goku lives, and then he gets Endurance. But then we ended up, you know, using our ultimate attack on Jiren. It made him faint. And then afterwards, we end up getting a special move, which I didn't even have to use the special move, but I just did that for assurance. But yeah, that was an amazing battle, but we still have 2 more battles to go.
Versus Final Form Cooler, Full Power Jiren, and Metal Cooler.
And here we are in the second battle. So we both lead off with Final Form Cooler, so I know he has nothing but Strike Arts. I perfect vanish his Strike Arts, turn my brain off because obviously he's tracked for 2 time accounts after I land my first strike. And then afterwards, I was going to use my special move with Cooler, but I decided to throw BROLY in and use my special skill because, 1, it traps the opponent, and 2, if I did my special move with Cooler, then he more than likely would have threw a Metal Cooler. So is what it is. Anyway, the opponent ended up throwing in Jiren. I combo for a bit. Afterwards, I throw out my special move. He throws a Metal Cooler, and we deal some good damage. But then he attacks with Metal Cooler. I perfect vanish it and continue my combo. None of them have blast cover either, so I'm kind of chilling. But then I throw in Gogeta. The opponent tackles. I follow up accordingly. So I end up popping my main because I'm under the impression I could just wipe out Metal Cooler now, but they end up throwing in Final Form Cooler. Now, if Final Form Cooler didn't have the ability to, you know, go element neutral against Super Saiyans that are blue units, then this would have killed him. But it is what it is. I mean, it still dealt really good damage all around. Anyway, now I'm thinking I have to find a way to actually hit him to wipe him out before he can do anything. But he ended up popping his main, so he recovered some health. But I'm not tripping because afterwards, I end up comboing against Cooler, and he drops the ultimate attack. So I'm kind of chilling with that. He swaps into Jiren as well, and then ends up doing his thing. It just doesn't help him at all. Afterwards, to get him to vanish, he throws in Metal Cooler. But at this point, Metal Cooler is definitely dead because I throw in BROLY, who cover changes, dart near everything. Pop my special move. He's gone. He's not surviving this. He's gone. All right. And now, I have BROLY in. I didn't want to attack yet because at the time I literally had nothing but Ki Blast cards, so that doesn't help me. but I managed to tackle, he vanishes, and then afterwards, I pop my special skill, he tap attacks, that's fine. But Cooler ended up catching me on the sidestep, turning his brain off right now, which makes sense. Again, with Final Form Cooler, turn your brain off for 3 Strike Arts cards, and then afterwards, then you can worry about sidestep and all that good stuff, right? Anyway, so he's doing like 2 sidesteps, which is really throwing off my timing, and BROLY actually took a pretty decent beating from all of that, right? So I end up throwing in Cooler, and Cooler is taking the hits, but I'm kind of wanting to save Cooler for the most part, right? And especially because Gogeta's already used his main ability. So when he threw in Jiren, I threw in Gogeta. And if he lands the rush, it kind of is what it is. If he didn't, that's even better. But he ended up landing the rush. I'm not complaining because at this point, all I know is if I can pin down Jiren, it should be game for sure. But we have to, you know, try to get up to that point. So he ends up popping his main ability, which understandably so, he heals from that. Now I'm trying to figure out a way how to get him to vanish, but I couldn't think of anything because I had all strike. So I just rushed right on in, and luckily I managed to actually win the clash. So with that, I know for a fact he's wide open for Rising Rush if I wanted to, but I also know that's not a good idea because if I use Rising Rush, he'll get Endurance. So because of that, I end up swapping the Cooler, trap him in for a little bit. Afterwards, I do a bit of strike and pop my ultimate attack, and obviously that nullifies Endurance. Now, after ultimate attack, just popping your main ability. So with that, Jiren is dead. So it's literally just Final Form Cooler left. Now, if he wants to wipe out this Cooler, that's perfectly fine. I'm not really tripping. But I still have BROLY in the back, and I still have not used my main ability with BROLY yet. So I'm kind of chilling. He ends up doing that attack on Cooler. At this point, I wanted to just follow up with Strike to force him to vanish, but that didn't happen. Anyway, so I sidestep, I use Rising Rush. I'm not really tripping because I wanted to get him to vanish in some sort of way, shape, or form. And I know eventually I can end his combo pretty early if he ended up getting my unique gauge completely full. But he only sidestepped once, so he shouldn't have Vanish back yet. So because of that, I end up following up with 2 strikes. Then afterwards, I follow up with 2 Ki Blasts, and that ends up wiping out Cooler. Which, this BROLY is just fantastic, bro, seriously. Like, a solid Ultra unit all around. His abilities are really good, and they really help him out in a pinch. And not only that, again, the ability to cover change practically anything is very powerful. Again, there's only one other unit in the entire game that can do that, and that's Purple Bojack. And he's outdated, right? And he's on the same tags, powerful opponent, Star Wars movies, all that stuff. So now that this BROLY has that, it comes in very clutch. But with that being said, we have one more battle left, and the next one is definitely my favorite one of the 3.
Versus Super Saiyan BROLY, Legendary Super Saiyan BROLY, and Final Form Cooler.
And here we are in the final battle. So I lead off with BROLY this time, but the opponent has the transforming BROLY on their team, which I'm not complaining, right? Now, in truth, I played horribly in this battle, right? But I did still manage to pull the clutch, which is why this is in this video, right? So he ended up kind of cycling through a lot of his units, which I'm not really complaining about. Now, I have Tapion in. I don't know why he just rushed in with BROLY's special skill. I think he was kind of banking on being able to vanish afterwards, but it didn't really work out for him. Anyway, he ends up throwing in the other BROLY. I thought my special move with Tapion, so he's practically at half health. I didn't want to throw in any other units. I can just take it with Tapion, so he does Ki Blast with BROLY. Tapion takes it. I already popped my main with Tapion, so I'm kind of chilling. And I also have that special skill, which can come in very clutch for literally any unit I use it for. Now, he managed to tackle when I threw in Cooler. It got me, I guess, because I vanished. He ends up throwing in his Cooler. That ended up getting me. But he continued comboing, so I threw in BROLY. Ended the combo immediately, and then he just charged in, right? So now we're clashing. Now, I had a good, percentage for the clash, but he just got a better one, which kind of sucked. Now, the reason why Tapion was in this battle, I mean, apart from just the purple units, is because I knew for a fact the opponent was going to try to rush eventually, right? So I can just have Tapion take the damage instead and keep both Cooler and BROLY alive because, in truth, even though Tapion's a really good unit, Cooler and BROLY are the powerhouses of the team. Whereas Tapion can definitely hold his own, but if push comes to shove, he's got to go, and that's exactly what happened. So, Tapion took the damage, and then the only downside to all of this is that Cooler is the one that absorbed all the damage. If it was any of the BROLYs, it'd be a different story, but Cooler took all the hits. So he ended up, vanishing after I tackled, and then he threw in BROLY. Luckily, at this point, I'm chilling because it's either Broly's going to die or the other Broly's going to die. But I didn't want to pop my main just yet, so I end up throwing in Cooler. He vanishes with Broly, which is perfectly fine. But the downside is I lose Cooler. Now it's 1v3. So I have to find a way to bring this back with Broly alone. So the opponent tackles with Broly, and I'm not really tripping because this Broly's actually pretty old. And plus, I mean, like, you're hitting me, like, I'm knocking down your key, I'm taking away your vanish. Like, it's kind of outdated a little bit, so this damage is gonna hurt like crazy. And, oh, and plus I was recovering health as well, so it helped out a little bit. Anyway, throw out his ultimate attack, I'm chilling. Now I've got to find a way to get one of these guys to vanish and pin them with Rising Rush. But luckily, I do Strike Arts, he vanishes instantly, I sidestep, and then Rising Rush Cooler. Now, if I can wipe out Cooler, I have a bit of an edge, right? Then I just have to worry about Ultra Broly. If I get rid of Ultra Broly, it's a wrap. So I wipe out Cooler, and then I pop my main ability, the opponent tap. So because of that, I throw out my ultimate attack, and that obliterates Broly. So now I'm just stuck dealing with the other Broly, the Cannon Broly. So it's literally Broly versus Broly, which is actually kind of fire. So I land a few Strike Arts on Broly, and at this point I'm just trying to bide my time because I want to make sure I don't mess up. Although he caught me with Ki Blast right there, which really didn't help. So I'm kind of worried because if he really wanted to bring it back, he could, and he's low-key kind of bringing it back. Now, I also wasn't expecting him to just charge all the way in either. I was trying to throw a Ki Blast to get him to vanish, and that didn't happen. But afterwards, he just charged in with Strike Arts. I vanished, perfect vanish actually. And then I follow up with, you know, Strike into special move, and that wipes out Broly, and that's game. So somehow, some way, I managed to bring it back against, well, two very powerful units. One unit that honestly should have just been a boost unit, but I still managed to bring it back with Broly alone, which was very, very impressive. Again, Broly is a fantastic Ultra unit. His kit is phenomenal, and he flows perfectly on the teams that he's supposed to be on. Again, such the movies, if you want to use him on a powerful opponent, you can do that too. The only thing I haven't tried yet is him on Super Saiyans, but maybe that's something for another time. Who knows? But I do want to know what you guys think about Ultra Broly in the comment section below, because again, this unit is amazing, and I really do hope that you guys did summon for that unit. With that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.